Gaming. Hello, gamers.
We are finally anime.
We're finally Xenoblade. Bring the chat in. You have to finish the game.
Always.
Ready to talk about Xenoblade X on stream?
Always.
I was about to say I've been holding off from that topic because I'm like, he's gonna have some things to say during Xenoblade when.
So I started playing Xenoblade X in earnest, and I think I'm like 3 chapters in because the beginning of the game goes pretty quickly, and then you get into the nitty gritty, and there's a lot of side stuff to do, exploring to do. So like, you know, I'm actually playing the game. I have party members. The game looks beautiful. Very happy with that. The soundtrack is the same, but it sounds just as good. There's no complaints there. I love the soundtrack. There's a lot of quality of life stuff. The menu is kind of the spitting image of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but in more of the Xenoblade Chronicles X vein, so it's a bit more like, you know, futuristic, more hexagons, more like curved, you know, fancy technological looking things. And I don't know, if you compare the menus and the models and just all kinds of stuff, there's just so much that X is doing that makes me really happy. Like, it's almost like playing 2 different games from a mechanic standpoint in the menus themselves, whereas the rest of the game is mostly the same. And the way that I kind of miss the gamepad integration, I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely times where like I'll like discover an area or I'll do something, I'll look down at my Switch controller and I'll be like, oh right, it's not that kind of game. But the way that they have incorporated the gamepad controls into the Switch version is with some new menus and a lot of controller shortcuts for like some of the live service stuff, like making your avatar chat or gesture or whatever. You know, you can play with other people in that game. But yeah, it's really good, and I'll let you know more as I go through it.
More opportunities to play with people?
It's about the same. The thing is, you get to a point in the game where it's like, all right, you can play with people online like forever. Like you can basically play the game fully online. There's online only missions, which are, some of it is like doing doing content in the game again and like refighting bosses and stuff. Some of it is fighting bosses that are exclusive to online missions. And yeah, some of it is you can only be on the ground, some of it you can use skills. It's interesting. And then they're actually doing like updated stuff. So like right now there is a boss that's like the Ygritte or something like that, that you can only fight so many times, and then it's going to refresh after a while, and they're going to be adding new stuff in the future. So they're treating it kind of like a live service game, which is pretty cool, like in a good way, because there's not really FOMO. Like you can get anything whenever at your own pace. Oh, and that's another thing, is that the game literally asks you, it's like, yeah, there's this way of subscribing to the online thing, or integrating your gameplay into it more, rather, where like you play the game at your own pace. The game literally uses those words. So like you don't have to worry about like keeping up with other people or them keeping up with you being different levels. Like it's everything I can ask for. So I'm very happy about it.
Have you played with online any people?
Not yet, because I literally just unlocked it. Like, I don't know, 10 hours in or whatever it is. So granted, I really took my time, so, but I'm excited. It's mostly just you join a squad, that's which I did, and you can either like search or like join recommended ones based on your level and stuff. And there's various notifications and stuff like that, so you can filter out people either talking to each other or unlocking achievements or whatever. I turned most of it off, but yeah, I have the ability for people to reach out to me or me to reach out to them, and for us to do shit together, and that's what matters. The thing is, though, there's so much single-player content to do in the game that I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but I'm so happy it's there, because some stuff is online only, and I never got to experience that, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you have to say about the multiplayer aspects of.
Yeah, I'm very curious,
because you played the game when it was dead.
Yes, when the Wii U servers were down. So yeah, so there's a online only currency that you can use to buy certain items that you basically can't get in the main game without that online currency, or without completing these online only missions, which I also couldn't, complete because the game wasn't online anymore. The only way to get that online currency offline is to 100% the game. In which case, it's like, all right, here's an amount of that online only currency for you to spend, and it's like, cool. I was gonna do that because there was a couple things that I wanted to buy. The problem is, some of that stuff in that game is really hard, and you kind of need you either need to grind up real hard, or you need some of that online shit, because the online shit can give you like really good weapons, better skills, stuff like that. So I was basically like, do I grind the Wii U version until the Switch version comes out? Or do I just wait till the Switch version comes out? So that's where I left off with that. But I mostly 100%ed it, aside from that. And I didn't think that I would... Like, when the Switch version came out and I started playing it, I was like, I'm so fucking happy to be playing it again. I didn't realize how happy I would be to, like, play the game again from the beginning. But I'm like, now that I, like, know how the game works, and now that they've prettied it up, there's also certain things, like the targeting in that game, they've changed it so it's like Xenoblade 1. It used to be very different and kind of weird. It's like, now it's L and R to, target enemies, just like in this game. And the appendage targeting system in that game, they've changed that a little bit and streamlined it a little better too, so it's a bit more like consistent, and you can before, you basically had to rotate around the enemy, and then you could lock on by pressing in R, or the right stick. And then now you're attacking that appendage, but now you can literally, like, you look at an enemy and using, certain controls, you can just switch between the different appendages and then lock onto that. So there's so many quality of life things that, like, there's no reason to play the Wii U version. There really isn't. So the Switch version is already great for that reason. But that's enough about that. I'll have more to tell you about it as things progress, because I'm still really starting it. It's fucking beautiful, and I'm having a lot of fun already.
And we made it to 7:30, ladies and gentlemen.
If I'm gonna curse about something, it's peak.
It's funny, I wasn't initially talking about specifically cursing. I was like, oh look, we made it to the actual time.
That's funny. Yeah, I was gonna actually start playing this game before we started stream, but the starting soon thing was in front of the dialogue box. We're gonna be done with the game today.
Well, we're gonna be done with like this, and then there's like maybe one stream worth of like extra content.